One of the midwives, unable to contain her curiosity, snuck into their hut one night, hoping to catch a glimpse of the miraculous child. As soon as she pulled back the cloth covering the baby's mouth, she froze. Her eyes widened in terror as she let out a blood-curdling scream and then collapsed lifeless. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, and let us know where you're watching from in the comment section below. Your support means a lot to us. Once upon a time, in a remote village, nestled between two great rivers, there lived a poor couple who had long prayed for a child. The woman, Eka, was known as a devout and kind-hearted maiden before her marriage, but life's hardships had turned her quiet and sorrowful. Her husband, Oba, was a farmer who toiled from dawn to dusk, offering sacrifices to the gods in the hope of hearing a child's cry in their home. One fateful night, under the light of a rare blood moon, Eka had a vivid dream. A glowing figure cloaked in white appeared to her. The figure spoke in a voice that was both soothing and commanding. Your prayers have been answered. But remember, with every blessing comes a curse. You must guard your child with your life, for his very existence is a gift and a warning to the world. 9 months later, Eka gave birth to a boy, a beautiful baby with ebony skin that seemed to glisten like polished wood. But what shocked the midwives was the child's mouth. His gums shimmered like molten gold, and when he first cried, they noticed his teeth, perfectly formed, tiny, and golden. The midwives gasped, whispering among themselves that the child was no ordinary being. Eka quickly covered her baby's mouth with a cloth, sensing the danger in the midwife's fearful eyes. When Oba saw the child, he too was struck with awe. This is no mortal child, he whispered. What did the gods tell you in your dream, Eka? They said he is both a blessing and a warning, she replied, clutching her son tightly. Eka and Oba tried to keep the baby's golden teeth a secret, but in a village where everyone knew everyone's business, rumors spread. One of the midwives, unable to contain her curiosity, snuck into their hut one night, hoping to catch a glimpse of the miraculous child. As soon as she pulled back the cloth covering the baby's mouth, she froze. Her eyes widened in terror as she let out a blood-curdling scream and then collapsed lifeless. By morning, the village was in chaos. The midwife's body was found, her face twisted in fear. Whispers of witchcraft and curses spread like wildfire. The village chief summoned Eka and Oba, demanding answers. Oba, trembling, tried to explain, but Eka interrupted him. Our child is not cursed, she declared. He is a gift from the gods. Anyone who sees his teeth dies because they are not pure of heart. The chief, a proud man who dismissed superstition, scoffed. I will say for myself. He ordered the baby's mouth uncovered. Despite Eka's pleas, the chief ignored her, lifting the cloth. The moment his eyes met the child's golden teeth, the chief gasped, clutching his chest. He collapsed to the ground, dead. The villagers screamed in terror, scattering like frightened birds. The deaths caused fear and paranoia to grip the village. Many believed the child was a demon sent to punish them for their sins. The elders convened, and it was decided that Eka, Oba, and their child must leave the village immediately. Take your cars with you, they shouted as they were banished. With heavy hearts, Eka and Oba packed what little they had and left in the dead of night, cradling their son. The journey was long and treacherous. They avoided other villages, fearing what might happen if anyone else saw their child. Along the way, they encountered wild animals, harsh weather, and the unkindness of strangers. Yet through it all, their child seemed to bring them luck in unexpected ways. Streams appeared in the deserts when they were thirsty. Fruits fell from trees when they were hungry. It was as if the earth itself bent to the child's will. After weeks of wandering, the family stumbled upon a mysterious forest filled with ancient trees whose trunks were as wide as huts. In the heart of the forest stood a small shrine, glowing faintly. An old woman with eyes like burning coals emerged from the shadows. She introduced herself as Nkiru, the oracle of the forest. I have been waiting for you, she said, her voice crackling like dry leaves. The child you carry is the fulfillment of an ancient prophecy. Eka and Oba exchanged nervous glances. What prophecy? Oba asked. Nkiru led them into the shrine and began to tell the story. Centuries ago, the gods grew angry with humanity's greed and corruption. They vowed to send a child with golden teeth, teeth that would reveal the wickedness in people's hearts. Only those who are pure can look upon his teeth and live. The deaths he causes are not his doing. They are the weight of the guilt carried by those who see him. Eka, tears streaming down her face, asked, what are we to do? How can we protect him from the world? Nkiru handed them a small, intricately carved mask. This mask will conceal his teeth, but beware, there will come a day when he must show his teeth to the world. On that day, the fate of mankind will be decided. As the years passed, the child, whom they named Tay, grew into a bright and curious boy. The mask became a part of him, and he never questioned why he had to wear it. Eka and Oba told him it was to protect him from the jealous eyes of the world. But trouble was brewing. Stories of a golden child reached the ears of a ruthless warlord named Jaro, who believed the boy's teeth were the key to unimaginable power. Jaro's men began hunting for Tay, burning villages and interrogating anyone who might know his whereabouts. One fateful night, Jaro's men found the family's hidden hut deep in the forest. Eka and Oba fought bravely to protect their son, but they were captured. Jaro demanded to see Tay's teeth, but Eka refused, knowing what would happen. Tay, now 10 years old, stepped forward. If you harm my parents, I will remove my mask, he said, his voice steady despite the fear in his heart. Jaro laughed. Do it, boy. Show me what power you hide. With trembling hands, Tay removed the mask. The moment his golden teeth were revealed, chaos erupted. Jaro's men dropped to the ground, clutching their throats, their eyes bulging with terror. Jaro himself screamed, his body convulsing before collapsing in a heap. The golden light from Tay's teeth illuminated the forest, driving away the darkness. For the first time, Tay understood the burden he carried. With the warlord defeated, Tay and his family were free, but they knew they could never return to a normal life. They decided to live as nomads, helping others in secret while guarding Tay's secret. Years after Tay and his family left, the village fell into disarray. Crops began to fail, the rivers dried up, and mysterious illnesses plagued the people. The villagers believed they were being punished by the gods for casting out the child who was meant to be their blessing. Stricken by guilt and fear, the elders gathered to seek a solution. They remembered the words of Eka and Oba and realized that their fear had blinded them to the truth. A delegation of elders, led by the new chief, a humble and kind man, set out to find Tai and his family. They traveled for months, braving forests and deserts until they finally reached the sacred forest where the oracle Nkiru resided. There they found Taye, now a young boy, wise beyond his years, living peacefully with his parents. The elders fell to their knees before the family, weeping and pleading for forgiveness. They begged Tay to return to the village and lift the curse they believed had befallen them. Tay looked to his parents for guidance. Eka and Oba, though still hurt by the villagers' betrayal, reminded their son of the importance of forgiveness. With their blessing, Tay agreed to visit the village one last time. When Tay returned to the village, the people were overcome with relief and awe. They welcomed him with gifts and songs, building a throne for him in the village square. But Tay, with his mask still on, refused to accept their offerings. I do not seek wealth or power, he said. You banished us because of fear and ignorance. My family suffered, yet we survived because we believed in the God's purpose for me. If you truly wish to atone, you must change your hearts. The villagers promised to be better, to treat one another with kindness, and to honor the God's will. Then one of the elders stepped forward, trembling. Will you lift the curse on us? He asked. Tay thought for a moment and then spoke firmly. The curse you suffer is not mine to lift. It is the weight of your own actions. If you wish for blessings to return, you must cleanse your hearts and live in truth. Only then will the gods show mercy. With those words, Tay and his family left the village once again. The villagers, though saddened by his departure, took his words to heart. Over time, they worked to rebuild their community with honesty and compassion, offering sacrifices to the gods and ensuring they never acted out of fear or malice again. Though Tay never returned to the village, his story lived on for generations. The people remembered him not as a curse, but as a symbol of the gods' justice and mercy, a golden reminder that fear and wickedness can only be conquered by courage and purity of heart. The moral lesson of this story is that fear and ignorance lead to destruction, but forgiveness, kindness, and a pure heart can bring redemption and lasting peace.